Okay, one of the most frequently asked questions in the forum seems to be how to. I've created a marvellous logo in Xara Xtreme, but when I've exported it as a GIF or a PNG, I get fringes or jaggies showing around the edge. Usually, they say they're white fringes, and this basically is a tutorial to just show you how to remove these fringes. Okay, so here we go. You've got this beautiful logo that you've created in Xara Xtreme, and you want to export it. So just to prove that this is a vector one, I can just pull it around a bit just to show you that it's vector. I'll just quickly undo that, put down the go to wireframe view. You can still see it's a logo. So okay, I'm going to export this logo that I've now created, my masterpiece. Excuse me a minute, we'll move that back up again into as a GIF for inclusion on a web page. First thing you want to do is make sure that you create it with the width as whole pixels and the height as whole pixels. If they're not, then you're probably better off reducing them on size on the screen rather than reducing them actually in the export diagram. So okay, I'm going to go File, Export. This brings up the export. I want to call this one my logo GIF. I've already exported it once. I don't know if you can actually see that. I can't really close it, shut it up much more. Yeah, it's a GIF, and I'm going to go Export. It says this already exists. I want to replace it. And there's the export bitmap options. I want to export this one as a transparent, and to make sure it's transparent. I'm not sure you can quite see that. I want to export it as a transparent. Move that up again. I want to export it as a transparent, and to export it as a transparent you have to click this button down here, make background transparent. You can see there it's now gone white. If I click on make background transparent, it goes grey. That's the make background transparent, which is another one that people seem to have a problem with. But okay, we're going to export this as a transparent GIF. I hit on export. That's fine. You then bring up your HTML editor of choice, or whatever it happens to be, a Dreamweaver, whatever you want, and you import this into your beautiful web page, which is fine. Just hang on a second. Which is fine, but when you actually import it in and have a look at it, suddenly, this is what happens. You've now got the beautiful logo that you've created, but if you notice all the way around the edges, it's got this very white fringe going on. I don't know how well this will actually show up in the video, but you can see this white fringing quite clearly here, and of course that's not what you want to do. So how do we get rid of that? Okay, here we are back in Xara now. What actually you need to do is to make the background color, when you export the transparent background, the same color as the background that's going to be shown up against on your website. So here in Internet Explorer, you can see I've got this dark red, reddish purple color as my background to my web page. What I need to do is before I export the GIF from Xara, I need to also give Xara that same transparent, that same darkish red, purplish background. Excuse me a minute. Yep. So here I have. What I've done here is I've got a layer here which this colour now is the same colour as the background that the file is going to be shown against. So this time when I just I'm not selecting the background, I'm just selecting the actual my logo, but this time when I go File, Export, I'm going to go to my logo match background GIF, export. I've already done it once. I'm going to say replace. This time, I don't know if you can see it on this video here, the actual, you've got slight red anti-aliasing all around the edges of the text here. So we'll go along, we're going to export it again as a transparent and click on the export. This time, when we import it into the HTML editor of choice, we can actually see that when we import it this time, all that fringing has disappeared. In other words, the anti-aliasing is anti-aliasing, and instead of white, which was the previous screen colour, it's now anti-aliasing to this dark red purplish colour. So that's a good way of doing it. One final issue: often you don't necessarily export it to against one single colour. It could be to against a photograph, or it could be towards a gradient, and therefore then you have to try and export it as best as possible against the part of the photograph or the gradient of what you're going to do it. Possibly it could be, if it's going to the top left hand picture side of this picture, you'd need to place the picture on the top left hand side. If it was going to go in the middle, excuse me a minute, this is new, it's awkward working like this. If it's going to go in the middle, I'll have to do this slowly, you might have to export it against that more olive green background of the photograph. Or if it's going to the bottom right, then you where it's kind of a darkish brown colour, then you'd export it against that colour. So that you have to do a bit more work when you're exporting it against the background of either a photograph or I forgot the word now. A gradient fill. Yeah. Anyway, I hope this helped you. Cheers. Thanks a lot.